Hey everybody, this is Derek Van Otten, also known as my initials DVO, and I'm here with the beautiful inside and out Etna, my wife.
Hi everyone.
No, she hasn't been on since our first interview with Big Buddha.
Yes.
This is your first time back on. You've been in other interviews that I've done before. You're just kind of hanging out in the background a little bit. But now we're going to have you on today. You excited? Nervous?
Yeah, I'm excited, whatever.
Okay. We had a talk today, and I thought, this will be a fun thing to talk about, basically marriage and business, because a lot of people work in marriage and business, and we basically run 4 companies. One is this podcast and YouTube. Another one is a microscope service company, and 2 are financial firms. And so I thought it'll be fun because it seems like we've been on a couple different pages lately, and we had a long talk today about getting on the same page. And when you think about when it comes to marriage, marriage itself is difficult.
It is.
Marriage itself is difficult, and then throw in the business and kids and everything that comes with it, it just gets a little hectic. And anyway, we had a long talk, and I think it helped our dynamic a little bit, because we're not just partners in life, but also partners in business. So we're recording actually in our new office. We actually moved. Our office was upstairs. We moved it down in the basement because we have a little baby coming.
We're waiting for the baby.
Are you excited?
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I can't wait for her to finally get here.
Yes, it's a long process, but we're excited.
Yeah, because you're 25, almost 26 weeks now at this point.
Yeah, just about 26 weeks.
So yeah, a lot of hormones as well. So, let's talk a little bit. How did you feel our conversation went today?
Well, I think it went great. A lot of the times we spend our days so busy with running the business. Sometimes we don't spend that much time together.
Right.
And you might think everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens in a lot of marriages. You don't talk things out.
Right.
But then you feel like things are just start fading away or whatever. And we were in totally 2 different pages. And then we're like, okay, we need to fix this. We need to talk about it. And I feel like a lot of marriages, they go through the same thing. Don't you agree?
Probably every marriage.
And the big thing for me and for a lot of people, I think, is communicating.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I feel things that bother me that probably doesn't make any value to you, or it doesn't.
Sure.
But it is a big deal to talk about things that can destroy a marriage.
Right. It's funny what we kind of realized was there certain things that I'm kind of being petty on, and there's some things that you're not following through with. And then add our daughter in the mix, where we kind of feel like she's being kind of lazy in certain areas, and we weren't communicating about it. We were just letting things bother us. We were like, oh, it's frustrating and it's bothering me, but we weren't talking about it, which that can be good, right?
And so a lot of the times I feel like you just find the ways to escape home, or just to avoid it, because maybe you're upset at your spouse or something, and you just want to get out of the house.
Right.
And you avoid those situations, but I think it's very important as a marriage to talk about things, because you just let things get worse.
Yeah, it's true. That's what I was doing, right? Like for the last week or 2 weeks, I've been just trying to be out of the house. Like I'm just trying to fill my schedule, be busy, and go out and be productive, or plan something with a friend or my brother and go out and just not be here, because I was just frustrated with the home dynamic. And I'm sure you were also frustrated, but you weren't talking. And like you said, it probably I'm sure it happens in every marriage. And we just had a nice talk today. We were able to air out our frustrations and then say, okay, let's work on it.
Right, so I think it went pretty good. We have to do another podcast and let you guys have everything.
If I'm not kicked out of the house, then You know everything's going good.
Yeah, but little things make a big difference.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And
That's
I
a
don't
good
know
point.
if you have ever heard where people say that, well, it seemed like everything was going fine, and just
Yeah,
over a little discussion or a little argument, we broke up.
you're right. You're absolutely right. I have heard that. But what you're saying is it wasn't a small discussion, right? It was a
No,
build-up. It was a
exactly. And
build-up
people
until
just
that
don't
point.
talk
Yeah.
about it. So I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but I encourage everyone to talk to your partners
Mm-hmm.
and work things out. Because if you just let it continue happening, you're either going to keep on fighting until it gets to a point where you just
Yeah.
say, we can't do this anymore. It's over.
Right. Right. And I'm so glad we didn't have to get to that point. We just said, you know what? I don't know how it started, but we just started talking, right? And just you were just asking me straight up questions, and I was just being straight up honest. And maybe you were surprised by some of the things I said, but 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 we just had a very open communication dialogue, and then for me it just felt good. It was uncomfortable at first,
Yes.
but it was nice to let things off our chest, and then we realized that for me, for example, I shouldn't let things build up until I finally explode. Which I've already mentioned, I have anger issues already. So, but luckily I don't scream and punch
Right.
people, right? Or punch. I don't even punch the walls. I'd be pretty good at containing it. And then so yeah, that was my thing. I wasn't communicating. I was bottling things up. I was being petty. I was being, as you say, OCD about things. Which I can see that can be annoying. So yeah,
I don't know if you agree, but sometimes people in general, we get stubborn. And you want to accept your own mistakes, or if your wife or partner comes up to you and tells you things,
right.
You just kind of get to the offensive side.
Sure. That's a good point. Most of us, when we get any type of criticism or feedback, we do get offensive to it, right? We're like, we feel attacked.
Right.
I guess, right? And so that's a good point. You can easily feel like a victim.
Or attacked by your partner.
Yeah. But really, they're trying to give good feedback. And maybe on the other side, too, the person giving the feedback needs to make sure it's constructive and not an attacking way.
Exactly.
Also, yeah. That's a good point. Because there's always two sides, right? There's always two sides to every story. So that's a good point.
But in reality, you have to accept your own mistakes and what you're doing wrong to make things work out. Because if you're thinking, hey, I think it's your fault, or, whatever, you can blame things on me, it just doesn't work that way.
You're right. Some of the things is funny. Me, like I said, being petty. She was saying something like the garbage. The garbage is getting very full in the bathroom, and she's like, you don't take out the garbage. And then she said, well, maybe it's because most of that garbage is mine. And I'm like, yes. And it's me being petty, right? That's not the right thing for me to do, is be petty. So it's funny. She Edna's thinking I'm not seeing these things, and I'm like, no, I'm seeing it. I'm just being a little dick about it, right? But now we had that communication, like, okay, I need to stop, and you're thinking, okay, yes, I need to, not make a mess or things like that. It was just nice to see two sides, because sometimes it's hard to put yourself in the other person's shoe, and you forget things, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, but when you work together as a business and trying to be a wife, and he's trying to be the man of the house, it's not easy to do everything. So if we can work as a team,
right,
then things get easier. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. That's a good point you brought up. You're juggling, right? You're juggling being a parent. You're juggling being a spouse. You're juggling work or business. You're juggling the house.
Yeah.
Right? The house needs to be cleaned and maintained, and we didn't have really defined chores, like who does what. It just kind of, it was like I said, we were not on the same page, and it was good. We were able to set those kind of rules, and now we have another baby coming on the way. There's a big gap in our kid's age.
Exactly.
Right? She's 15. We're gonna have a newborn, and a few months after the baby's coming in August, and a few months later she'll be 16. Our daughter will be 16, and okay, let's go back to that too. I keep saying she's my daughter, but technically she's my stepdaughter.
Right.
Right? And I came in the picture when she was about 5 or 6 years old. And I was having some animosity towards her. And it kind of, you can feel that energy. And it's not a good energy to have in the house when we're a family unit.
Right.
And so it was really good to get some of that things off our chest because we're balancing these roles and we weren't having them clearly defined. And so maybe like what you're saying is right. We need to have these clearly defined roles of who's doing what, who's in charge of what, who will be doing this or that, so that we don't have to have that question.
Right. So we're hoping that works out, and I hope that this message gets to you guys, because I know that the way we were feeling, a lot of people feel that way. Mm-hmm. So we want to encourage you all. If you're having this kind of feelings or something towards your partner, try to talk it out with them.
Yeah. I don't want people to get scared and think, oh my gosh, is Derek and Etna getting divorced? No, not even close, right? We're not even close. But who knows what it could escalate to, though, if we don't communicate, if we don't talk, and we don't define and clearly set these roles. Who knows where it could go? Because like what you were saying, all of a sudden people just say, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, they blow up. No, it's like, no, it was accumulation over time.
That's right.
And at that point, it's both parties' mistakes because they weren't communicating, like what you're saying. And yeah, so don't get worried, guys. But we just know that other people are going through this, and like something I've been telling Etna, why we are in financial services, it's not necessarily that we have a love and passion for finance. We have a love and passion of helping people. And if the number one cause for people's stress is finance or money related, and their number one cause for divorce are money fights and money problems, and we can help people with that, then we feel good about that. We feel good about that. So yeah, it was just interesting enough. But yeah, so no worries. Don't worry, guys. We just were like, hey, we're on different pages. We're not happy at the moment, right? We're frustrated with each other. Actually, all three of us were just frustrated with each other. And we said, you know what? Other people are probably in the same dynamic, and we don't want people to end up in a bad situation. So we said, hey, we just figured, hey, after our talk today, this will be good because other people are going through this. Again, it does not necessarily have to be business related, but just marriage or partnership in general. And
to be honest with you, it felt good. After
you
release everything that you have to say.
Yeah.
Because things that matter to me, you didn't know.
Right.
And so it might not make sense to you, or you just don't know what's going on, and you're like, why is she have such a negative attitude towards me or energy?
Yeah.
But it's because you had a different perspective of things, and so did I.
Right.
And so because we were able to communicate those things, then I think we'll make things work. We'll let you guys know.
I'll let you know if I end up sleeping outside tonight or not, or on the couch. No, I mean, we're not even worried about that. We're not going to get in that position because now, after our talk today, again, like you said, I feel really good about it. And it opens up that line of communication. And it's a good reminder that we need to communicate and we need to also be aware of what we're doing because other people live in this house and we need to be aware of other people. And it's something that is easy to get comfortable, right? It's easy to get comfortable. And it's nice to say, hey, quick reminder of things we need to do.
We're a team.
Yeah, we're a team. You're right. We are a team. And we're a family team, right? The three of us, and soon will be four of us, are a team. Team Van Otten.
We're excited.
Yeah, we're excited. So tell me, 25 weeks into pregnancy, how are you feeling, honey? Feeling good?
And then, I mean, whoever goes through pregnancies, you have your ups and downs.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's days that I feel better than before. And some days I just feel like, man, this baby's just about ready to come out.
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Not yet. So hopefully not yet. But I mean,
what's it like? I mean, you're having a big gap. 15 years since you were pregnant last.
well, sometimes it's hard to believe for myself that I'm pregnant again.
Yeah.
And it's different. It's difficult to do things that I used to do, and now it's a little more challenging. I can't do those things that I used to do. But
Go ahead.
It's a process. I know that it's, but things change for sure, and they will change a lot.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
What's one of the big differences you're noticing from your first pregnancy and this pregnancy?
With the first one, I felt like I was more active, and it didn't bother me so much. But with this baby, I get to the gym even before I even find out that I was pregnant. I was like, why am I so out of breath? What's going on with me? This is not like me.
I might have a suggestion. Because you're 15 years older, too.
And that makes sense,
Right.
I mean, and like I said, sometimes people tell me, oh my God, you look so good.
Yeah.
But sometimes I start my day, thank you. Sometimes I start my day pretty good, and by the end of the night, I'm just like, okay, I'm just done. I'm ready to hit the bed.
So at 25 weeks, are you having any cravings right now? You're having some cravings earlier. I feel like you haven't been having them so much.
I don't have any more cravings much anymore. Just so hungry all the time.
Just hungry all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like a little rabbit in the middle of the night when I'm snacking under things under the pillow or whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah, what do you guys, next to the bed, you have a bunch of little extra food sitting around. Like last night, or no, I think this morning, the alarm went off and you wanted to cuddle a little bit longer. I'm like, no, I gotta go meet my brother. We're going to the gym in the morning. And all of a sudden I hear you roll over. I hear some munching.
I have some almonds next to the bed.
Some almonds?
Yes. But I mean, that's the only thing that it's always hungry.
Yeah, okay.
No matter what it is.
All right.
Just getting hungry, but that's okay. I mean.
Yeah. No, baby's got to be healthy. Got to eat.
Yes.
I in the back, if you're watching on YouTube, on the background, I actually have a slideshow from our latest Hawaii trip, and hopefully it comes out well. I don't know. I'm recording a screen, but anyway, on our trip that we just had last month, your big craving was steak and shrimp.
Yes.
And
big time.
Yeah, and I was okay with that. I was not hating on that 1 minute. How was the shrimp in Hawaii compared to like shrimp here in the middle of the U.S. Utah?
Well, it's amazing, especially because we went to the food trucks.
Yeah.
So I think you can get any better than the food trucks.
Oh my gosh, they're
you
so
remember
good.
that scampi shrimp that we had?
Oh yeah.
Maybe even thinking about it, I crave for it again. I want a little more again.
Yeah, there were some good sized shrimp, and yeah, it was fun. How was it, being pregnant and being in Hawaii? How was the plane? How was the hiking?
Yeah, the hiking, it's gorgeous. I mean, whoever has the opportunity to do some hiking in Hawaii, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's nature. It's beautiful. Obviously, being pregnant is different because I need a bathroom 24/7.
Yes. Yeah, that's for
and
sure.
So that was the hardest part for me, where I just couldn't. I'm like, excuse me, guys, I need to go. Make sure nobody comes and they can see or whatever. But when you gotta go. And so that was the biggest thing. But I still enjoy the hikes.
Yeah.
I mean, I highly recommend it. It's
you did a good
beautiful.
job. I really thought you'd be having some moments of struggle, obviously with the extra weights and things like that. And it was raining off and on, so we got slippery on the mud. But you did really well.
Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't fall once.
I didn't fall once.
I think on the first hike I fell once, and on the second hike I fell twice.
It's funny because you kept telling me, be careful, don't fall. And I'm like, you be careful, I'm fine. Just make sure you walk in front of me, not right behind my back, because you might just trip me. So that's what I was worried about. But other than that, it was amazing.
Yeah, I think the elevation was different, so it was actually easier to hike over there. I mean, there's moments where you get tired, but I felt really good afterward. I was feeling good.
And to be honest, I feel like that even the baby enjoyed the trip.
Yeah. The
Do
shrimp?
you remember everything?
Maybe she enjoyed the shrimp.
But the first time we felt the baby move, it was in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Laying on the bed, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the first time you felt her.
Right, it was.
But the first time I felt her,
Yeah.
it was when we were at the beach.
Yes.
So I think she was enjoying Hawaii too. And this trip was planned before I even got pregnant, right?
Yeah, we planned it. We found out like at the end of November or beginning of December. We found out you were pregnant, and we had planned this like October or November.
So the baby did not want to stay left alone.
Left
behind.
The baby wanted to go to Hawaii for sure. But however, she's now hindering you from another trip. We were supposed to go to Atlanta in June on a business trip. I'm still going, but you won't be able to fly at that point.
No, I mean, I'll be big enough where it's Atlanta, it's really hot.
Yes.
And I do not want to be...
And a long plane ride, too.
Right. So, have fun on that one.
Yeah, I will. Learn a lot and have fun. But anyway, anything else you want to talk about while I have you on?
I think I share what I have to say.
Okay.
Just communicate with your partners.
Yeah.
Enjoy life. Have a good time. We gotta understand our kids too, especially when they're teenagers. They don't understand us and we don't understand them. So it's a hard situation, but I'm sure talking and understanding each other will do well.
Did you say anything after you guys talked about it afterwards? Like, did you ask her any feedback from the family conversation?
Yes, I mean, she's very reserved. She doesn't talk so much about things. In fact, we had a little argument later on that day because she wanted to go to play some volleyball, and I said, well, your room is not finished yet, you need to pick it up.
Right.
And so she didn't like that, but I'm like, we just talk about it, so you get your things done and then you can go play and have fun.
Right.
And so she didn't say much, and she had no other choice. So she didn't argue, she just went and did it.
Oh, good.
So this technique that we talk, hopefully we can keep using it in the future.
So she got it done.
She got it done.
She went out still.
Yeah.
Because I saw that you guys were not home for a moment, so I'm like, I figured you guys were out.
We did. But I said, we're just not going until that room gets picked up.
That's good. It's a follow-up, right? That was like my strife with you was the follow-up, and you followed up, so thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I know it's a working process.
Oh,
for everyone.
Every day.
For everyone.
Every day it's a work in progress. Every day, every day you got to get better. And that's how our opinions on life. Every day you got to get better. And I just heard something today that I really liked. And it was, don't just exist, but live. I just heard this today. I was watching a motivational video on YouTube, and they said that, and I was like, ooh, I really like that.
Of course.
Don't just exist. Don't just be like everyone else and just exist, but live. And
that applies to everything in life, right?
Yeah.
In business, in marriage, because we were just living.
Mm-hmm.
We're here, we're existing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're existing, living in the same house, but we're not living happily. Because the issues that we had, but we communicate, and that's what we encourage you guys to do the same thing.
Yeah, so that felt good. Like you said, it felt good to get everything off the chest and get everything out there. And we wanted to share that with you guys, a little private, our private lives, come in a little bit and kind of check out our private lives and see what we're about. So anyway, thanks, honey.
Thanks for watching.
Ready to go next level?
Let's do this.
All
we
right.
have a baby to raise, so we gotta be in the same channel.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.